Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here, and now it is official. TSM is the worst team in the LCS after taking on CLG today, at least the day that I'm recording this video, in El Clasico, or what people are now calling El Asico, whatever. TSM versus CLG, the bottom of the basement. What were these teams? 1 and 6 taking on each other in this game. Not only did TSM lose to CLG, they got stomped by CLG. It wasn't even close. It looks like TSM is clearly the worst team in the league. Now, yes, obviously TSM has a win. They beat Immortals, but Immortals has 3 wins. I don't think anyone can really argue that Immortals is like worse than TSM at this point. And I did want to make clear first in this video. I know a lot of people are trying to say, oh, I'm a TSM hater. I just hate everything TSM. I'm an idiot, blah, 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 blah. And people are probably thinking, oh, I'm so excited. I'm so happy right now. Like, no, absolutely not. I'm very disappointed. I think this sucks. I hate seeing TSM like this. I want to see the LCS succeed. I want to see esports succeed. And I've always said esports, LCS, everything is better when TSM is good because they have a ton of fans. It brings everything up. Viewership's up. People are hyped up. People are excited. So I'm not happy about this. I am happy that I feel that I was right about a lot of things, that I feel that this TSM offseason was horrible, and the game plan they had for the season was horrible, and there was very little chance that it was going to work, and I'm glad that I stuck to my guns and really told you guys how I felt, and that I didn't back down when I got tons of hate, and tons of TSM fans were, calling me whatever. And I'm glad that I saw the errors in a lot of this stuff, but yeah, I'm definitely not happy that TSM is like this, but it does, feel like a big I told you so moment. But we have a bunch of different TSM stuff we have to talk about in this video. We're definitely going to have some more TSM videos later on this week, but man, we just got to talk about TSM being the worst team in the LCS. So definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy this video. I'd appreciate it a ton, and subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. So I don't even necessarily know where to begin. I know where a lot of people... Well, first, let's just take a look at the standings, I guess. TSM 1 and 7. This is their developmental roster. This is their rebuild, whatever. No one was predicting them to be really outside of, like, the top 6 or 7. Many people had them top 5 coming into the year. No one. And I didn't see a single person anywhere saying that they were going to be the worst team in the league. Yes, we're only 8 games into the season, but still, there were some people that were like, oh, it's going to take time for them to mesh. And not only are they taking time to mesh, they've also benched their starting support, they've also fired one of their coaches, and they also just lost to CLG and are dead last. Rough. But where a lot of people are starting out with this whole thing is the whole Reggie quote of, hey, I will never let TSM become CLG. I will sell my clothes. I will sell my car. I will sell my house to go buy whoever I need to before I let TSM become CLG. And now, again, it's only 8 games into the regular season. Maybe they turn things around. Maybe they bounce back in summer. I think if you are somebody that's saying, oh, spring split doesn't matter, we're going to bounce back in summer, I think that's pretty delusional at this point. Again, this does not look like a team that's about to be top 3 in summer. It looks like a team that might not win 3 games in the spring split. But whatever, if you think that, that's totally fine, I guess. No, nothing I say is going to change your opinion at this point, if TSM's gameplay hasn't changed that for you. But again, at this point, not only is TSM equivalent to CLG, they are worse than CLG, and that is very, very sad, because this whole offseason, Reggie was telling us how, we're going a little cheaper, but hey, this is still going to be a good team. We're still expecting to have good results this year. We're hearing how good of a GM Parth is and how he set up this, he scouted these guys and this is a mastermind team. And we heard, oh, even though you've never heard of Kaido before, hey, he's really good, guys. Trust me. You should have seen how his tryout went over in China or Korea or whatever. And we heard how this team was doing amazing, ramping up to the year, and they're going to play this LPL play style, and it's going to be all amazing. And pretty much all of that was a lie. These players haven't been that great. They haven't been that impressive. They are, using up import slots for, players that aren't really doing a whole lot of anything, at least so far. Now, maybe they ramp up, maybe they don't, but communication is always going to be an issue. They can learn English as fast as they want or whatever. It's still going to take time. It's still going to be really, really rough. And that's why TSM themselves shied away from big international players for so long, because they understood how important that communication aspect was, and now they've just kind of flip-flopped things all over the place. So yeah, people are making fun of Reggie. Reggie went cheap. They went and got this FTX money, and not only did they spend the same amount of money as before, they spent less money than ever before. That, to me, is a huge slap in the face to all the fans out there, all the fans that have bought merch, supported them, traveled around the world supporting TSM, going to matches, all that stuff. You're giving them your hard-earned money, and they said, yeah, guys, we're going to spend less this year. We know we haven't really done shit in the last 4 years. We've been pretty unsuccessful as a team. We're going to spend less money. And guess what? This roster looks like they spent less money. This roster is performing like they spent less money. So it's really, really funny. Reggie saying that he's going to do whatever he can, and he's been quiet. You haven't heard anything from Reggie this split. You haven't heard him talking trash or speaking up or saying much of anything because he's either busy counting his FTX money or he's just afraid to, face the music, speak to the public, explain what the heck is going on. Or maybe they just want him to shut up because he's under investigation and he's done more harm than good over the last couple of years. Who knows? Obviously, that's pretty speculative right there. But, there's plenty of great players out there. Obviously, TSM needs to figure out what the heck they're going to do, but all the options are pretty expensive. Yes, them going out and finding some cheap imports, not cheap. I mean, they spent a decent amount of money on Kaido and Shenyi, but Kaido, it's not like they got into a huge bidding war for him. It sounds like Shenyi maybe had some other offers, so maybe they had to pay him decently, but I can't imagine Kaido was that expensive, and if you paid Kaido a bunch, you probably overpaid, you probably outbid yourself. But all the other solutions are going to be expensive because everyone else values young resident players, and most people rebuild around resident players because you're not going to have a good team if you don't have good residents. And that's another place that I think TSM kind of went wrong. Yeah, I'm sure they expected Tactical and Speaker to be better than they were right now, but still kind of weird. But TSM needs to choose a direction, and I'm sure they'll ride out the rest of the spring split with this roster because it's hard to make adjustments and changes and stuff in the middle of the split. But what should TSM do? I have no idea. I know that Jensen's out there, and I know he would make TSM really good, and I still think Jensen's going to be a beast for the next 2, 3, or 4 years. So I don't think, like with the developmental roster, you're hoping your team's good in 2 or 3 years. I think Jensen's going to be good this year, next year, the next year, I don't believe in the whole age thing for esports players, so I have no problem with going out and getting Jensen. I think if you have Jensen, you can be good now and then, but with players like this, you can only maybe be good in the future, maybe not even, and you can't be good now. That's why I hate this. I know you have players out there like Ignar. Not the biggest fan of him, but I know he's out there. You also have a ton of players like Ayla, like Tenacity, like Kenvi. Mid lane is obviously going to be kind of tough to fill in, but there is Niski, there is Jensen. You have tons and tons of options. Maybe I can't imagine Treats would want to come back to TSM right now, but maybe you could save him from SK. Maybe you can buy out some players from the LEC. I don't know. But TSM's going to have to do something between spring and summer. They're going to have to reevaluate because I think it's pretty clear that this plan has been a massive failure, unless their whole goal is just to save money. If all they care about is making money, great. They should just come out and tell us that. But if they want to act like that they care about winning, there's no way that they can field this roster again in the summer. So I don't know if they're going to retool and rebuild around new faces and bring in some new young players, if they're going to sign some veterans that are out there. I don't know, but that's obviously a big task they have ahead of them. Also, they have 2 expiring contracts on their roster right now. Huni and Spica are both about to be free agents. Obviously, I don't think anyone is too worried about what Huni's future is, but maybe TSM wants to go try out a new top laner in the summer. If Huni's not the guy for the future and you're not planning on re-signing him or bringing him back for next year, start figuring out who your next top laner after Huni's going to be sooner rather than later. And then also Spica, you're going to need to find out who your jungler is going to be next year too. And that's the thing, that not only does TSM have a just dog shit LCS team at this point, they have a very, very bad academy team too. They have one of the worst academy teams. So it's not like you even have guys ready to step up and replace Huni and Spica next year, because I assume Spica is going to be gone. But then even speaking of Spica, this guy's defending MVP. He's not playing good so far this year. Now, it's a team game. Obviously, your team doing poorly around you can absolutely affect you and make you look worse. But, this guy's talking about maybe he's going to be able to go to TL, maybe he's going to go to Cloud9, maybe he's going to go to the LPL. All of a sudden, he looks like he's fitting in with the worst team in the LCS. There's going to be, nowhere for him to go next year. So maybe TSM is going to get to keep Spica by sucking so bad and making him suck so bad that he's going to have nowhere else to go. I don't know. But man, it seems like he is really, tanking his own stock fast. Who knows what's going on with the support position for TSM? There's just so many question marks, so much chaos, so much going on behind the scenes. Reggie just blowing smoke up people's ass, saying, hey guys, if we ever become CLG, I'm going to spend all this money. But at the same time saying, oh guys, we're going to go cheap this season. We're going to rebuild. We're going to do all this stuff. I don't know. Very, very frustrating time to be a TSM fan. Very, very frustrating time to be somebody in the LCS that just wants what's best for North America, for esports in the LCS in general. TSM right now is not it. It's not one issue. It's not two. It's not five. It might not even be 10. There is so many issues with this team. You don't just become, the premier franchise in North America, if not one of the premier esports franchises in the world, and then all of a sudden become the worst team in your premier game by just making one or two bad decisions. This is compounding really ineptitude from management, from a lot of people inside the TSM organization, a lot of people riding on past success for years and years and years now, getting us to this point where, again, TSM is officially the worst team in the LCS, and that is very, very weird to say. And again, it doesn't feel good. I'm not happy to say that. I am happy that I've been telling you guys about a lot of these issues for a long time, and a lot of you guys flaming, a lot of you guys told me I was stupid or called me a million names, and I hope, I've proved to you guys a little bit that, hey, maybe I know what I'm talking about. Maybe I'm onto something here. And I'm not just like a blind hater. I'm not Thorin Jr., whatever the fuck you guys want to say, whatever weird random insults. But yeah, I don't know. Can't believe TSM lost today. Can't believe they're, 1-7? Yeah, 1-7. Who knows when they're going to win their next game. It's sad. It's disappointing. But to me, it honestly is not surprising. But yeah, pretty much it for this video today, guys. I don't know. Drop a like if you guys did enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about TSM. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Do you think they're going to run back the same roster? Do you think they're going to bounce back in summer? Do you think they're going to be okay? I don't know. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys on the next one. But until then, peace.